what is the ligand classification based on. If you know this one only, you can get understand. Simply by sitting before phone or computer, you can't get the nomenclature. Right? You keep a textbook with you, a notebook compulsory with you. Keep a pen and notebook with you. We'll discuss nomenclature. I will ask questions. Now, IUPAC nomenclature of what? Coordination complex compound. Is my screen is visible for you, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, first we will see the rules, right? Each and every rule we see. After that, in between the rules only, we do the exercise also. The first rule you observe here. The cation is named before the anion. What is the meaning of this one? The cation is named before the anion. Means we should first pronounce cation, then only what? Anion. First we need to pronounce cation and anion. This is a very simple concept. So I am writing one compound here. Now tell me, the Kiran is there here? Kiran is absent today? Kiran. Kiran is absent?
Yes, sir, he is not there.
Kiran is absent, no? Somebody see and tell me.
Yes, sir, he is absent.
You inform me that he need to write today's whatever the topic 5 times. Inform him. Right. Next, Patil others is there. Patil others. Parg is there. Parg. Parth is there?
Yes, sir.
Who is talking, Parth?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is the name of this one which I have written?
NaCl.
Name क्या बोलते इसको? I am not asking the formula. I am asking the name of this one. Parth. Do fast. What is the name of this one? Which element it is? Which element it is? Mr. Parth.
Salt.
Otherwise, you just leave out. You don't stay in Google Classroom. Just leave out. If you don't want to reply, just leave out. What is the element name here? If you are unable to reply, just log out from the
Sodium.
Google Meet.
Yes,
Name
sodium.
of this one.
Yes, sodium.
Which element it is? You are in a position to identify an element. This is your position. You are in 12th class. Can't you identify sodium metal? You don't know even sodium metal. You are studying chemistry now. This is our stand. What is the name of this one? Parth? What is the name of this one? Just leave it this one. You don't have any interest in chemistry. Neither interest chemistry, you not learning also you don't want. See, the name of this one is called sodium chloride. Nobody class this one chlorosodium. For example, if I take what? HCl, we call this one hydrochloride. This one we call as hydrochloride. We can't call this one chlorohydride. Why? Because generally when you are giving the nomenclature, first we have to use the cation nomenclature, then anion nomenclature. This is the first thing you need to remember. First rule is what? The cation is named before the anion. This is the first rule. Next, you see this one with an example now here. Now this is the complex compound. We are not giving for ionic compounds. We are giving nomenclature for complex compounds. Now in this is the cation and this one is the anion. This part is what here? Anion. This part is what actually? Cation. Understood here? So first we have to take cation nomenclature. So cation is what here? Potassium. Okay, this one is the cationic part. Next, anionic part is what? This one. This is the anionic part. So cationic part, the name you are calling as potassium. This one. After that, we have to call anionic part. Each and everything we'll see. First of all, it is the nomenclature we are starting with what? Potassium. If they give an examination, the nomenclature you have to start from where? Potassium, because it is a cation, isn't it? Now, rule number 2, let me see here. While naming a complex, ligands are named first in alphabetical order. So, now after the cation, now we move to what? Anionic part here. In anionic part, if you have ligands, then the ligand names we have to pronounce first. In which order? Alphabetical order. If you have more multiple ligands, if you observe here what happened, we have only one type of ligand is only there. Only one type of ligand. Therefore, no need what? Alphabetical order. Now, the name of anionic ligands end with suffix O. This is very, very important. So, anybody can you say what is the name of CN? What is the name of CN? Cyanide. Cyanide. Generally, we call this one cyanide. Okay. Now, what they are saying, anionic ligands must end with O. Must be end with O. Means what I have to do here? I have to remove this E. I have to remove this E. I am removing that E completely. Cyanido, I have to call this one. Okay. Remove the last letter. Put O. Understood? For anionic ligands, the end with the suffix O, cyanido. Cyanide called as cyanide. For example, chloride is there. Chloride is there. Chloride is there. Chlorido we can call this one. Chlorido. Chlorido. But we can call chloro also. We can use even chloro also. Chlorido or chloro. So what I mean to say is very simple. For anionic ligands, the end should be with O, cyanido, cyanido, chlorido, bromido, like that. We'll take some examples here. In this one, ide suffix changed to what here? O, right? Cyanido, like this. Let me see one example here. Now here, if it is ide will convert into O. Okay, ide will convert into O. If it is ite, it will convert. Next, if it is what? 8, it will convert into A2. Okay. Now let me see some examples here. I will write some examples here so that it will be easy to understand. What is this 8, A2, ite? Let me see some examples. Now I will take one example for what? 8, nitrate, NO3 minus is generally called as nitrite. Nitrite. Now ite is there here. Nitrate. 8 is there. Nitrate. 8 is there. Now this 8 is converted into what? A2. Like this. Nitrate. Nitrate. Okay. So nitrate, this is nomenclature. You have to use what? Nitrato. If it is ligand, what happened? What you have to call? Nitrato now. For example, what happened? It is there. For example, it is there. Sulfite. I'm right. Sulfite. Sulfite means SO3 minus 2. Sulfite means SO3 minus 2. Now, it will convert into what? Ito. Sulfato, I have to call this one. Sulfato. Okay, sulfate. In this way, it becomes 8. Ide means what happened? Chloride. Chloride. Now, ide becomes here what? O, chloro. Chloro. Like this, these three things we need to remember. Ide becomes O, it becomes ito, 8 becomes 8. Simply we have to put O lastly. Okay. So let me take some examples now. Each and everything will take some examples now. Now, the first one I am using here what? Bromide. All of you please observe this one. The first one is what here? Bromide. Okay. Now, what you have to call this one? Ide becoming what here? O, bromo. Right. Next, chloride. Ide becomes here what? O, chloro. Cyanide. Ide becomes here what? O, cyano. Hydroxide. Ide becomes here what? O, hydroxo. Oxide. Ide becomes here what? O, oxo. Fluoride. Ide becomes here what? Fluoro. So what we are using here? Bromide is called bromo, right? Bromide is called what? Bromo. Chloride is called what? Chloro. Cyanide is called what? Cyano. Hydroxide is called hydroxo. Oxide is called oxo. And finally, fluoride is called fluoro. These are the nomenclatures, IUPAC nomenclatures generally we are using to give complex compounds. Many number of ligands are there. Let me see many different ligands now. Let me see different ligand here. Second type here. 8 now we see. Carbonate. 8 if you observe. 8 becoming what? Ato. Carbonato. Again, oxalate converting into oxalato. Sulfate converting into sulfato. Thiocyanate. Thiocyanato. Thiosulfate. Thiosulfato. Sulfite. Sulfito. Isn't it? So these are actual nomenclature. Generally we use for ionic compound. This is for ionic compound. When you are writing for ionic compound, we use like. For complex compound, we use this type of nomenclature called as IUPAC nomenclature. CO3 minus 2 is given. What you have to call that one? Carbonate. C2O4 minus 2 is given as a ligand. What you have to call? Oxalato. SO4 minus 2 is given. You have to call that one sulfato. Thiocyanate is given. You have to call that one thiocyanate. Simply, if you know this one, if you know this is the nomenclature, this nomenclature, if you know, then it will be easy for you. Which one? Ionic nomenclature, right? If you know the ionic nomenclature, then only if you know this nomenclature and this nomenclature, this will be simple for us. This will automatically we get this one. This automatically we get this one. Okay, this is about what actually 8 and 8 I told you. So all of you need to remember this one. It will be there in the textbook also, but you need to make a notes for everything. Make a notes so that what happened, it will be easy for you. If you don't know this one, you can't give the nomenclature. Simply that we get lastly what happened, O for negative ligand. All these are all negative ligands only. Now the second rule, what we are discussing actually, in that anionic ligands suffix we are writing what? O. So you need to remember these. B is very, very important for you. Next, C if you observe, what about for the neutral ligands? Neutral ligands generally referred by the user general names only. Whatever the given name, that name only we use. We don't modify that one. Generally, we don't modify. For example, ethylene diamine is there. We use ethylene diamine only. So what is ethylene diamine? You observe the types of ligand. What that types of ligand? We will get that one. What is ethylene diamine and everything. The formula looks like this: NH2, CH2, CH2 NH2. This is called what? Ethylene diamine, bidentate ligand. So this is what very important. Bidentate, pentadentate, hexadentate. You need to watch that video more number of times and read the textbook. Then only it will be remembered for you. Okay. So ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand. So it's a neutral ligand because we don't have any charge over here. So if you don't have any charge over here, that is called what? Neutral ligand. Now water, we don't call water. You call this as aqua. So whenever if you take ligand, isn't it? Water, that should be called as what? Aqua here. Understood? Ammonia is called as amine. Carbon monoxide is called carbonyl. So these nomenclatures already I discussed where in the last videos. Again, you watch that one, you will get this one, right? Next, Greek prefix used to indicate number of each type of ligands when present more than one time. You see here what? How many times are there? Tell me anybody. Cyanide is how many times?
6.
6 times. So don't call 6 cyanide. You have to call what? Hexacyno. Hexacyno you have to call, right? Hexacyno. Because 6 times is there. Take some Greek words. If you have 2 times, ligands are 2 times are there. Okay. For example, you have like this. I'm writing on here. H2O taken 2 times. What you have to call? Diaqua. For example, amine taken 3 times. What you have to call? Triamine. For example, CO taken what? 4 times. Tetracarbonyl. For example, 5 times. You take what? One more example. SO4 -2. Okay. How many times? For example, it is having 5 times. What you have to call? Pentasulfito. Isn't it like that? Sulfate, sulfato, pentasulfato, something hexasulfato like that. Okay. So if you have more than one ligand, you have to use di, tri, tetra, penta, and hexa nomenclature. This you already know this one. This is not very important for us. Everyone knows this one. This is not very important, right? Next. Now let me take this one. First we need to make cationic nomenclature. When you're writing the cationic nomenclature, first you need to make cation here. Complex nomenclature, first you write cation. What is cation here? Potassium. Now remember, whenever you are writing here, you don't place any 4 here. Don't call this one what? Tetra potassium. So if you have any ions outside of the coordination sphere, now listen here carefully. This potassium is outside of the coordination sphere, not inside. This is coordination sphere, right? Now this potassium is outside here. This is ionic compound. So for this, you don't use di, tetra, penta. Simply you have to call potassium. Whether it is K3 or K2, whatever, K6, whatever it may be, call that is what? Potassium only. If it is inside of the complex compound, if it is inside the complex, then you have to use what actually? Di, tri, tetra, because the ligands will be written in the inside of the complex compound, but not the outside. Outside, they are not called ligand. It is not at all called ligand. This potassium is not called what? Ligand. Why? Because it is outside of the complex compound. So this is important. Many of the students, what they are doing actually, they are writing tetra potassium, they are writing. So potassium is not at all called ligand. It is outside of the complex compound. Don't use tetra, tri for what? Which are outside of the complex compound. Understood here? So potassium only we have to call. Next, after the cation, next we have to use ligand nomenclature. Ligand is what here? Cyanido, isn't it? Cyanide, we are writing cyanido. But how many there actually? Isn't it? 6 times are there. Hexacyno. So we can use some books. What happened? They are calling ide also, but we use cyno, which is very simple nomenclature. So cyno we can use. Some books what happened? Chlorido is there. Some books what they are using? Chloro they are using, and some books they are using chlorido also they are using. So we use what? Very short nomenclature. This one. We use this one. So calling chlorido is not wrong. We can call chlorido or chloro. Both are correct only. But in the new nomenclatures, what happened? They simplified into what? Chloro only. So I am calling this one as a cyno. How many there are here? Hexacyno. So nomenclature, what we got? Potassium hexacyno. This is completed nomenclature, and this one also completed. And we need what? Iron now. How to give nomenclature for iron? Understood? Very simple. Potassium. The number of ligands are 6, hexa, and cyanide is called as cyno. So this is about the second rule. which I have discussed in the ABCD manner. Next, we'll move to what? Next slide. Number 3. By naming the complex, if a complex is anionic complex, the central metal ion can be called as 8, isn't it? I told you what is anionic complex and cationic complex and neutral complex in the previous videos. So I given with examples also. I have taken many number of examples to explain what is anionic complex, what is cationic complex, and what is neutral complex. Anyhow, again I will explain this one. First of all, let me take anionic complex here. K4 FeCN taken what? 6 times. Now dissociate this one, what we get here? 4 moles of K plus and FeCN taken what? The charge will be here, definitely 4 positive charges are there. Take what? 4 negative charge. Now the complex on, if you observe the complex which is having what? Negative charge on it. So therefore it is called what? Anionic complex. This is called what? Anionic complex. Why? Because the complex compound is having negative charge. Therefore it is called anionic complex. Sometimes the complex compound will get cation also. I will show that one also. Cobalt NH3 taken what? 6 times Cl3. Now dissociate this one. What we get here? Cobalt NH3 taken what? 6 times, isn't it? And 3 moles of Cl minus. Now here 3 negative charges are there. Put here how many positive charges here? 3 positive charges. Now this is called what actually? Cationic complex. This is called cationic complex. Now what is neutral complex? I'm writing here. NiCO taken what? 4 times. Now this is actually what? Neutral complex. Does not have any charge over here. We don't have any charge here. So this is called what? Neutral complex compound. So everything I explained in the previous video, you just watch that videos, you will get definitely this. This is called anionic complex. So here what is this rule actually? If you have anionic complex, the central metal atom. So here what is central metal atom? Iron is the central metal atom. This part is actually central part. So iron is a central metal atom. Now that name must be end with 8. Now tell me, iron generally called what? Ferrate. Ferrous. Okay. Now what we have to call this one? Ferrate. So put here what? 8. Ferrate. Isn't it? You have to call ferrate. Isn't it? So what you are having, I will explain again here. See, FeCN taken what? 6 minus 4 it is having. Now this is having negative charge. So what you have to call this one? 8 you have to use, ferrate. For example, I take like this here. I take like nickel Cl taken what? 4 times having minus 2 charge. Is it cation complex or anionic complex beta?
Anionic.
Anionic. So nickel, this is a nickel, everyone knows no, nickel. This is a nickel, right? Nickel, the end part, we have to call nickel 8, nickel 8. Nickel 8 we have to call, nickel 8. Because 8, why you are using 8 here? Because it is anionic complex. For example, copper is there, Cu NH3 taken what? 6 times like this. Again it is having what? Minus 2 charge. So you have to call this one cuprate. Cuprate you have to call this one. Copper, cuprate you have to call this one. Isn't it? Manganese is there. Mn, Cn taken what? 6 times. Having overall charge, something what happened? Minus 4. Now this one is called manganese actually. Manganese. So call this one manganate. Call this one as manganate. Manganese becomes zinc. Zincate. Understand? I will write everything. You will get in the in this next slide. You will get that. For example, if you have like this, cobalt. Okay, NH3 taken what? 6 times minus 3. What is the name of this one? Cobalt is called now cobaltate. We have to call this one. For example, if I write like this,
Cobaltate.
CO something NH3 taken what? 6 times having what? Plus 3 charge. Plus 3 charge. Now what you have to call this one? Cobalt only. You have to call cobalt only. You can't call this one 8 because the cation complex compound, neutral complex compound cannot use 8 only. 8 only for what? Only for anionic complex compound. For only anionic complex compound, we use this 8 word. So here it is cation complex, cation it is. So to call this one cobalt only. For example, cobalt, isn't it? Does not have any charge. CO something having what? 6 times is there. So here we don't have any charge. What to call again? It is cobalt only. Call this one as cobalt only. Don't use cobaltate here. So what I mean to say is very simple thing. If it is anionic complex, use 8 at the end of the nomenclature of the central metal atom. So at the end of the nomenclature of the central metal atom, when we use 8, if it is anionic complex compound. Why I am stressing more number of times? Because you are doing mistake here only. Most of students, what they are doing, writing here what happened. For example, iron is there. Okay, something what happened, NH3, something 6 times, getting what here, +2 is there. Most of students, they are using what ferrate they are writing the nomenclature, they are writing what happened, ferrate they are writing. It is not ferrate, it is called iron only we have write. Because why you have write iron here? Because it is a cationic complex compound. Iron only. Don't write ferrate here. Because it is a cation complex, use what iron. So this is the main point you need to remember. If you write everything correct only, but simply in the place of iron, if you write ferrate, what happened? Everything will be get wrong. You will get 0 marks. So that is the reason. These are small things which are very, very important. Looks what very simple, but what happened? Very. These are the makes what happen your marks actually. You are losing the marks here only generally. Now let me see some all these things in a slide. Let me see. You keep a notebook with you so that what happens, you can make a notes also. Simply by sitting, watching like a movie, that is not very good. I think everyone got what is anionic complex, what is a neutral complex, what is cationic complex.
Yes, sir.
Right, very good.
Yes, sir.
You have to speak out better. You are best. If you sit like this with what happened without talking anything, I can't, isn't it? Concentrate. If anybody is talking, anybody is asking the questions, then only what happened? I can put more effort. Otherwise, what happens? Simply explaining to the walls. Right. Let me see this one better. It's very, very important thing actually. So now, if it is a cationic complex or neutral complex, okay, even it is a neutral complex also, we are using what word? Scandium. If it is anionic complex, scandate. Titanium, titanate. Vanadium, vanadate. Chromium, chromate. Manganese, manganate. Iron, ferrate. Cobalt, cobaltate. Nickel, nickelate. Copper, cuprate. Zinc, zinc. Isn't it? Lead, if you have what happened? Plumbate. Lead also is there. Plumbate we can call. Plumbate we got to call this one. So these are the many things. I will share you in WhatsApp group these things. So no worry about this one. So you need to remember this one. This is only thing you need to remember actually. Okay. Next. Now the nomenclature for this one becomes now here potassium for what? K4, Fe, Cn taken what 6 times. Now first of all you have to start with cation. Potassium. Don't use for tetrapotassium because it is not ligand. So potassium is finished. Next you have to give nomenclature for the ligand. Only one type of ligand, no alphabetical order. So you take how many are? 6 are there. So hexa, cyano. This is cation, anionic complex compound because 4 positive charges are there. So we get 4 negative. Therefore it is ferrate. In this way we are giving the nomenclatures, right? Now let me take the metal atom ion is named last with oxidation state. This is important. Half of the marks we get for the 4th rule. Half of the mark will be depend upon what oxidation state here. So whatever the oxidation state that we are writing at the Roman letters. For example, 1 is there. Take a Roman letter like this. 2 is there like this. Take 2 like 3 is there. Take 3 like this. So the oxidation state of the central metal ion must be in Roman letter. Now how to calculate the oxidation state? So if you know that one, then only we can write it. So oxidation state of a metal ion, how to calculate this one? Now I put here what potassium hexacyanoferrate 2 I have written. What it indicate actually? Oxidation state of iron. In this case, in this structure what happened? The oxidation state of iron is what actually 2. How do you know it is 2 here? Very simple beta. You should know what is cation, what is anion. So I am writing again what happened like this. K4 Fe Cn taken what? 6 times. Okay. Now, how many potassiums are there? 4 potassiums are there. Now, generally potassium belongs to first group. It will have always +1 charge only. Okay. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they belongs to first A group element. Their charge is +1 only. Now write down here +1. Write down here +1. Next after plus. Next you have to go for ligand. How many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. Now what is the charge of ligand? Cn minus. Cn minus means what happened? The charge is what? Only 1. Minus means charge is what? Only 1. So write down -1 here. Next, which metal we are calculating? For iron we are calculating? No, write down the iron here. Then put is equal to 0. This type of we discussed in the 11th class. I think you have forgotten. In the stoichiometry we are having this one. How to calculate the oxidation number. Now what happened here? +6. So -6 and +4. This is what? +4. This one is -6 plus iron. Now that will be is equal to 0. Now +4 minus is equal to -2 plus iron, that is equal to 0. Now iron is equal to what actually here? +2. Now what is the oxidation state of iron in this complex compound? 2. Don't write like this. Don't write here 2 like this. So you have to make a bracket like this, okay, and put that 2 in Roman letter. Inside what happened? Brackets. So this is also very, very important one, writing the oxidation state here. Okay. So this is a 4th rule, very important rule actually. In this way we can calculate. Sometimes if they given like this, same structure, FeCN taken what? 6 times and the charge is what? -4. In that case, how to make this one? Is also very simple. Again, what happened? We are calculating for iron. Again, how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. And cyanide charge is what? Monodentate ligand it is. Cyanide charge again, what happened? -1. Now is equal to this one you have to produce here. This one is what actually? -1. Put here actually -1. So whatever the overall charge, the complex compound is having whatever the overall charge, that you keep after the is equal like this. I'm repeating this one. The overall charge keep after is equal. Then also you will get same thing. Fe is equal to +2 only. Understood here? Next.
Yes, sir.
We'll take some more examples also. Lithium, aluminum. First of all, you see, this is a cation. Lithium is a cation. If you don't understand, write down this one. Lithium plus aluminum H4. The charge is what here? Minus only. If it is +1, it will be -1. So first you have to call cation, lithium. Then what happened? Aluminum we have to pronounce or hydrogen we have to pronounce? Anybody? You have to give
Hydrogen.
because it is central metal. This one is actually what happened? Ligand. Ligand is what here? Hydride. Now this is called what? Negative ligand. So we have to call hydride now becomes here hydro. So call this one hydro. How many there actually? 4 are there. So 4 means what? Tetrahydrido. Tetrahydrido, right? Then aluminum, this complex compound is negative. So we have to call aluminum or aluminate we have to call?
Illuminate.
Aluminate. So tetrahydro. So we are getting here what? Tetrahydro. So definitely the complex compound is negative. Ionic complex compound, we have to call aluminate. Aluminate here. Then finally we have to make oxidation state in terms of Roman letter. Now how to make oxidation state here? Now lithium being as a first A group element, lithium charge is what again? +1 only. Plus 4 hydrogens are there, put 4 here. The charge of hydride is will be always H- only. No, H- is called hydride ion. Hydride means what? H-. The charge is again here -1. For what we are calculating? Aluminum is equal to 0. So aluminum will get here what? What charge we are getting here? For aluminum, what is the charge we are going to get here?
3 plus
3. Now 3 keep like this here. In all the cases we get positive. No, we don't get negative charge beta because metals do not have negative charge. Always it will be plus only. Okay. So that we are writing 3 only. Don't write plus here because Default it is a plus only. So put here what? 3 only in the form of what actually? Roman letters. Otherwise, if you take this one also, we can calculate the oxidation state. How? AlH4 charge is what? Minus. I am not taking lithium here. Here also we can calculate aluminium. 4 hydrogens are there. Each is having -1 is equal to this one you have to take. Minus indicates here -1. Here also we get aluminium is equal to +3. So in this way we can easily get nomenclature lithium tetrahydridoaluminate. You can call hydro or hydrido. Okay. Right. Next one, this one you take here. Again, it is also what? Sodium. First you have to call sodium, right? We know this one. Don't write trisodium. Okay, call only sodium because it is not a ligand. Call as a sodium only. Next, ligand is what? NO2. Ligand here it is a NO2. So nitro. This one is what? How many there are actually? 6 are there. So nitrito, because it is actually negative ligand. So call this one as nitrito. Now we are having homogeneous charge here, what? -3. The charge of this one will be the -3. Otherwise, you can write like this also. 3 moles of Na plus 3. 3 moles of Na plus cobalt NO2 taken 6 times. The overall charge will be definitely here. What happened? -3 like this. So you have to call this one sodium hexanitrito cobalt 8 because it is an anionic complex compound. We'll take one more example. This one, Rm is there. Rm. This one is gold, Rm. So sodium, again sodium. Cyanide. Cyano is how many times here? Cyano or cyanido, both are same. Cyano is how 2 times here. So dicyano. R8, Rm. Generally we call this one what? Rm, no? Gold is called Rm. So what called? R8, AuRat, R8. Rm is called what? R8. Now what is the oxidation state? How to calculate the oxidation state here? Very simple. Again, sodium is what? +1. And we are calculating for Rm here. Plus 2 cyanides are there. And each cyanide is having -1 is equal to 0. Now Rm will get here is equal to +1. Now this will be the oxidation state. One more, if you take what happens, sodium, zinc and tetrachloride. So first of all, it is called sodium only. So put sodium. Now how can anybody give nomenclature for this one? Nomenclature for this compound?
Tetrachlorozincate.
Sodium tetrachlorozincate.
Tetrachlorozincate. Oxidation state? Oxidation state. 2 sodiums are there. Put 2 into +1 and calculating for zinc. Write down that one. 4 chlorines are there. The charge of chlorine will be -1. The charge of sodium will be +1. The charge of chlorine will be -1 is equal to 0. Now zinc oxidation state will be how much, beta? How much it will be?
+2.
+2 it is. So we have to call 2 in the square brackets. We have to make 2 like this, isn't it? Sodium tetrachlorozincate. Now in your textbook, there are number of examples are. Just a minute.
ये 2 साल पहले चेंज हुआ, पहले वही था।
Let me continue this one. So you take your textbook and you will get number of examples are there here. So all you just read that examples, okay, and do that one. You will get doubts. Many number of doubts we get. We are discussing these topics now. So these are the topics we are discussing. Okay. So you keep you take a textbook with you, and there are number of examples are there in the in-text examples are there, as well as what happened at the end of the chapter. You are having what exercise also is there. Now let me take some ligands which are having what bidentate ligand. This is what bidentate ligand. I told you what is the meaning of bidentate ligand means. A ligand which can donate two lone pairs here. The ligand capacity is what? 2 actually, which can donate two lone pairs here. The donor capacity is what? 2 here. C2O4 is called oxalate. Oxalate. Isn't it? C2O4 minus 2. So in that case, what happened? We have to use what? Trioxalato. 8 becomes here what? Oxalate. Oxalate now becomes oxalato. Is it? Just now, first slide only we discussed this. Oxalate, oxalato. Isn't it? Sodium. Now, how many there actually? Tri. So trioxalato ferrate. Isn't it? Trioxalato ferrate. Now here cation, this cation, so I have called sodium. And how many ligands are there? 3. I call tri. The ligand name is oxalate, but I am using oxalato because it is a negative ligand, C2O4 minus 2 here. Now thing is that here what? How do you calculate the oxidation state here? I think here up to here it is okay for you. Up to here it is okay for you. So 3, how to make 3 here? Very simple. Again, 3 sodiums are there. So 3 into plus 1. Okay, because of first year group element, the charge of the sodium will be plus 1. Plus 2. We are calculating for iron, put iron there like that. Now here, the ligand is what actually? C2O4 minus 2. The charge of C2O4 minus 2 is what? Minus 2 only. So how many there are actually? 3. So C2O4 minus 2. For 1 C2O4, the charge will be minus 2 is equal to 0. Now what we get here? Plus 3. Iron. Here it is will minus 6 is equal to 0. Now iron will be here. Oxidation state will be 3 actually. Okay. This will be the nomenclature. Next we'll take one more example. This already we done this one. Potassium hexacyanoferrate. Isn't it? Next. This one, can anybody explain? Just only we change this one only. In the place of sodium, I have taken potassium. In the place of iron, I have taken aluminum. Now, anybody? Venkatesh? Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
Better, isko bola, what is the nomenclature of this one? Is it possible for you? Try this one. At least you try it. I don't need to exact answer. You just try this one. Even it's wrong, no problem for you. What is the nomenclature for this one?
So potassium trioxalate aluminate.
I asked you Venkatesh. आप Venkatesh हैं?
Sir, not getting.
Not getting. You try it.
Yes, sir.
Without trying, you are saying what? Not getting. ये वो है ना इधर ही है. Not getting. You are not listening. I know. You listen what happened. You can at least try. You try this one. Just now somebody gave an answer also. First you have to call cation or anion. First rule is what?
The cation.
Cation. What is cation here?
Potassium.
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 Right. Potassium is finished. Next what happened? Ligand name is what here? What is the name of ligand? Same ligand here, no? We change here.
Sir, aluminium.
Ligand is aluminum. What I round up here, you just observe here what happened. What I round up here? Same thing only, no? So what name we are taken here? What name you have taken for C?
Sir, aluminium.
अरे बाप, C2O4 को नाम, what you have taken the name of C2O4? Aluminum. You are not listening. Simply I can say you are not listening anything.
No, sir.
Then I read, I'm just in red mark, I round up this one, okay? And the name also here, I round up this one. You are unable to say this one. The ligand is what here? C2O4. C2O4 nomenclature will be what here? Oxalato. How many times it is? Trioxalato.
Oxalato.
Aluminum, not ligand. You are unable to identify what is central metal atom. That means you are not watching any previous videos. Simply you say what happened, I don't comment, I don't write any name. See, this is aluminum is what here? Central metal atom. C2O4 is what here? Ligand. How many times it is? 3 times. Tri. C2O4 nomenclature will be oxalato. Aluminate, because it is an anionic complex. Same oxidation state we get here. Same oxidation state we get. Nothing is different. Next is Tejas is there. Tejas. Tejas is there. Kiran is joined. Today Tejas is not joined.
Sir, not joined.
Kiran, Tejas absent is today. Okay. This is the nomenclature. Next, Neha is there. Neha S. Neha S. Anupama.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
say what is the name nomenclature for this one? Is it possible for you? Is it possible for you? You are not speaking. Only how to speak. Anupama. Absent. Shall I put absent, Anupama? Anupama is absent.
No, sir. Network is not there.
अभी कैसा आया नेटवर्क? एब्सेंट बोले तो नेटवर्क आएगा, नहीं तो नेटवर्क नहीं आएगा. जियो सुन, अंबानी सुन रहे हैं, आपके आवाज सुन रहे हैं अंबानी. एब्सेंट का आवाज सुनकर आपको नेटवर्क दिया. इफ आई स्पीक व्हाट हैपन आई विल गिव नेगेटिव मार्क्स. ऐसे बोले तो आपका आवाज आएगा, नहीं तो नहीं आएगा आपका आवाज. छोड़ दीजिए. So in this case, what happened? We don't have neither cation nor anion. Simply, it is a neutral ligand. So for the neutral ligand, there is no cation, there is no anion. So for that, what we have to do? We have to start from the ligands only. Start with ligand nomenclature. So ligand is what here? Carbon monoxide. But we don't call this one as a carbon monoxide. You have to call. I already in the first slide told you it is called carbonyl. The name it is called what? Carbonyl. What to call? NO is called nitrosyl. CO is called what? Carbonyl, right? So how many there actually? 4 are there. Therefore it is called tetracarbonyl. It is called what? Tetracarbonyl. Okay. Nickelate call. Nickel you have to call. Anybody? Vinayak?
Nickel.
Nickel only. We have, don't call nickel. So this is there we are doing mistake actually. So most of them are writing nickelate like that. So you have to call nickel only. Tetracarbonyl nickel. Oxidation state must be 0. Why 0 it is? See. So when we get 0 oxidation state, let me see very simple. CO is a neutral ligand, right? CO does not have any. CO3 minus 2 it is. CO3 minus 2. That is having negative ligand. So because I have given all the neutral ligands in one slide so that it is easy for you. This is negative ligand. This one is what actually neutral ligand. Now, if I write like this, nickel plus 4 into charge is what actually 0, no? So put here 0. So definitely nickel will get 0 only. So when you have only nickel neutral ligands, the charge definitely will get 0 only, right? So these are some examples. Now, anybody, this one I will explain this one, right? This is very difficult to operate because we don't know ethylene diamine. First of all, EN means, I told you in the last videos, EN means what? Ethylene diamine, ethylene diamine. So when you're writing that name, no need to write ethylene diamine, simply write EN. When you're writing the name, you can write EN, isn't it? So, but when you're pronouncing that one, don't pronounce EN. You have to call that one ethylene diamine. You have to call this one ethylene diamine only. So now this is what? Cationic complex. How do you know it is cationic complex? Very simple. COEN taken what? 3 times. Now dissociating into 3 chlorides here. 3 chlorides. The Cl charge is what here? Always minus only. Now how many negative charges are there, beta here? How many negative charges are there here?
3.
3. Therefore, I have to put 3 positive charges. Now, definitely, this is what? Cationic complex. And the ligand is name is what? EN means what? Name is what? Ethylene diamine. Now, whenever if you get this type of ligands, you have to use what? 3 in terms of what? Tris. So, and whenever what happen, this type of bidentate ligands, isn't it? What we have to use? Tris. 3 for what? If you have 3, call this one what? Tris. If you have 2, what call this one what? Bis. Bis we use for if there are 2. 3 we use what? Tris. 4 we can call tetrakis, isn't it? Tetrakis it is. Not double S. It is KIS only. Not you, whatever you are imagining, that kiss is not here. KIS only it is. Yeah? Tetrakis, pentakis, hexakis, like that it is. Okay. Now, so use what happened? This one. How many there actually? 3. So call tris now. Tris. Now whenever if you use this type of nomenclatures, bis and tris, the name of the ligand should be in brackets here. In the brackets we have to call. For example, when you call dichlorido, we can call dichlorido, dibromido, we call no dibromido. In that case, don't use square brackets for this one, because these are the ligands which are having also the numbering also will be there for this one. Some type of bidentate, tridentate, pentadentate ligands, what happen actually? There will be numbering will be there like this. NH2, CH2, and again NH2, 1, 2. Actual number, actually name of this one actually 1, ethane, 1, 2 diamine actually. This is actually IUPAC nomenclature. So again, if you give numbering, already you are using di actually, no? You are calling what is the name actually? Ethane 1, 2 diamine. So already di is used here. Second time we can't use that one. So generally the especially bidentate, tridentate ligands, we don't use this di, tri. What we use? Bis, tris, tetratis we use here. Okay. So that is important thing you need to remember. One more rule we need to remember for bidentate, tridentate ligands, in which what happened? Already nomenclature is given like this. Ethane 1, 2 diamine. For that we use what? Tris, bis, like that actually. Okay, let me see the nomenclature again here. So must be, should be square brackets, because when you use tris, the ligand nomenclature must be in square brackets. Tris ethylene diamine. Cobalt, don't call cobaltate because it is a positive complex compound. And lastly, call this one chloride here. Don't call trichloride. I told you chlorine in this case is not a ligand. It is not at all ligand. Call that one as a chloride. Don't take trichloride here. Simply it is chloride. Now how we got 3 oxidation state? Let me see a 3 oxidation state. How to make this one again? Cobalt plus. How many ligands are there? 3 ligands. The charge is what? Do you have any charge on this one ethylene diamine? No charge. We don't have any charge. NH2, CH2, CH2, NH2. Neutral ligand, no charge. So 3 into 0, isn't it? Next, what happened? This one, if you observe what happened. This one. Chlorine. So how many chlorines are there here? 3 chlorines are there. The charge of the chlorine will be -1 is equal to 0. Now cobalt is equal to here what? +3. Completed here. Cobalt is what? 3 oxidation state here. So So in this way, we can discuss many number of examples. This one again comes oxalate. Again tris, oxalato, cobaltate, 3 ion it is. Next, cyanate. This already we know this one. Tetracyano, nickelate, 2 ion it is. Some more example. Now you see here, there are two different ligands are came here. One is aqua water, other is what amine. Now we have to follow the alphabetical order for giving the nomenclature. Now this is chloride, cationic complex. So first of all, you have to start with this part. You start with this part actually. You have to start with this part actually. Okay? Because you observe here what happened, how you write copper, H2O, taken what? 2 times, NH3, taken what here? 5 times, and plus 2 moles of Cl minus. The charge of this one will be plus 2 here. So definitely cation complex. Complex is, if complex compound is cation, you start with from ligand nomenclature. You can start from where? Ligand. So there are 2 ligands are there. One is aqua, other is amine. Now tell me which we have to pronounce first. Amine or aqua? According to alphabetical order.
Amine.
A get cancelled. Both A and get. Now Q will come first or M will come? M will come or Q will come. Alphabetical dictionary order. We go dictionary, which will come first? Amine or aqua?
Amine.
M-N-O-P-Q. So after M only we get Q, right? A get cancelled. A cancelled, A cancelled. Next letter will be Q. Your next letter will be M. So which will come first actually? Q will later. First will come what? M. So we have to call first of all what? Amine. Okay? First nomenclature we have to give for amine now here. So how many amines are there here? 5 amines are there. So monodentate ligand we can use penta here. So pentaamine, isn't it? Pentaamine. Next, you have to call aqua, diaqua, pentaamine, diaqua. Next, what happened is positive ligand, no. So positive ligand, therefore put copper only. Now how to get oxidation state here? Same thing we have to follow. How to get the oxidation state here? Again copper. Water is neutral ligand, take 0 only. Amine also neutral ligand, take 0 only. Now how many chlorines are there here? 2 chlorines. Put here 2 and charge of the chlorine will be -1 is equal to 0. Now copper will have plus 2 charge. So put here 2 actually. Right? Next. Now shall we take some question? You already completed, no? Can anybody give name for this one? Which option is correct one? Which option will be correct here?
D.
D. Okay, very good. Sodium tetrahydroborate. Sodium cation. Ligand 4 are there. Tetra. Hydrogen called as hydrido. Because it is having charge on this will be -1. Sorry. Charge is what? -1. Therefore, put called borate. Boron called as borate. Why? Because Na plus BH4. The charge will be -1. Therefore, it is anionic complex. Now, boron called as borate. This one already we named number of times we completed this one. What's the now answer?
B.
The oxidation state will be. अभी आवाज आता है आपको. Now we'll get because somebody told the answer, so you have to make that answer 3B, B, D like that. Individually, if I ask what happened question, nobody asked, nobody reply that. I have taken not many number of examples. I have taken only few examples. Why? Because you need to practice. If you practice only, you will get. If I explain n number of examples, what happened? No use for you. So you need to do what actually? You have to take textbook and make all examples. Take all the examples and write down their nomenclatures. Number of examples are there. Now you take your textbook. Now tell me if you have any doubts in that one. You can ask me now. You take one.